Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. My name is Ruel Gaviola. This is Tabletop Recall, aka the wrap-up show. I'm adjusting my seat here. Sorry about the delay. I'm busy working on the back end of stuff right now because I've got a great show lined up today. I'm super excited to hang out with you all, talking about the games we played in February and our favorites. But also we have a special guest, Banzainator, who's going to be joining us about the 11 o'clock hour, so about 45 minutes away from now. She's, as you know, Bonza's super busy, and so grateful for her to join us here on the show. And we're going to talk about our favorite games as well. So very, very excited. But of course, all the stuff I had planned to have finished by last night was not completed, and there may have been a little mix up or two on my end. So I'm going to go through, y'all are going to, I'm going to troubleshoot some stuff right now as we talk. But let me say hi to everyone. First of all, thanks to BGG for hosting. Always appreciate it. We are on the BGG live page. Want to say hi to Variant Hex, who is lurking. AB Trube is in the house. B Travis Bing. AB Troop, Colt Cardboard, good morning. Clyde Man, hi Ann, hi Cardboard, who's a Colt Cardboard, Clyde Man as well, Ann, Dutch Yoda, and James Games in NYC. Oh, awesome, yeah, see, that's what we were delaying it, so James could join us today. James, I appreciate you, thank you so much. I need to check a couple of things here. I mean, obviously I'm live on Twitch, and let me get my phone, excuse me. How was your weekend? I hope you all had a great gaming weekend. We're going to be talking about some of those games in just a second here. Let me see. I'm live there. I'm live there. I am live there. Okay, cool. Awesome. And I've got this little screen set up here. And again, I'm talking like y'all can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, you don't see what I'm talking about because I'm going to go over here. So I'm going to keep troubleshooting here. Be sure to join our Discord. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to, and of course I didn't have time to reset some of my Nightbot commands so I could have the little bots ready to go, or my little stream deck. And y'all don't want to just watch me troubleshoot, do you? I wouldn't want to do that. But I'm going to do it anyways. Hey, Colt Cardboard won pickleball tournament this weekend. Very nice. That's awesome. Hi, Kimma. Kimma's in the house now. Folks, if you aren't already, hang out and join us in our Discord. It's a family-friendly Discord channel. Did it join? Okay, yeah, there it is. Talk about games, food stuff, nerd stuff, non-nerd stuff, fur babies, and lots more over there. Cousin wrote me in, and he did most of the work. Hey, that's the best way to do it, right? Have an expert pickleball player on your side, on your team. Okay, so I'm going to cycle these scenes. Actually, no, I can do this. I can cycle through it this way. Okay, that worked. This way, that did not work. Okay, and this way here. So I need to grab this thing. And anyways, as I do this, folks, let me know how your weekend was. I hope you had a great weekend. I had a fun one. Michelle and I, we did some eating, and y'all know we're foodies. We hit up some new restaurants, which we're really excited about. So that was fun. Let me see, where's this one go? This one goes right here. Okay. This goes up here. Nope, it doesn't. Okay. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do this. Okay. That is not going to work. Okay, I see what I'm doing wrong here. So I want to have this, I'm basically trying to set up a scene so when Bonds comes in about 40 minutes or so, we're going to have a seamless transition, but obviously that's not working right now. Where's this? Okay, this should be up here. Yep. Okay, that means that camera's there. Okay. At least the microphone's working. I was having mic issues the other day. Bing says, my 4-year-old had a birthday party. Hey, happy birthday, 4-year-old. Watched Dodgers Padres from last year and some fun soloing. Oh, very nice. Very nice series to watch. Also, kind of glad Nerds Day went the way it went. I didn't buy anything this year, probably for the best. Yeah, I've been trying really hard to be better about my budget this year, and so far, so good, I guess. But yeah, it's our ongoing struggle, of course. All right, let me go over here. I'm gonna. Okay, cool. Hey, Billy Pratt. I was at a board game convention, played a bunch of games, including Tabletop, which was fantastic. I'm glad you recommend. Yeah, hey, I'm glad you played it, Billy. I'm due to play that again with my buddy Daryl. We played a couple of times, and I'd like to get that one back to the table as well. Okay, so what else I'm doing here? I'm just setting stuff up for the main part of the show where we talk about games, and I like to have the games playing on in the background, or the videos that, at least for the games that I talk about and that Bonds will talk about. So I'm just lining up those videos right now. Um, should I have done this earlier? Yes, I should have. Totally my bad. And yeah, it's way more than I thought. But you know that's how these things go, and I appreciate your patience. What you can do now as well is if you go over to the Discord channel that I just dropped the link to, you can join our Discord, and in the What You Played channel, that's where everyone shares the games that we all played. And that's what I'm going to talk about today, including, so I do my games, that I've played in the month, and I'll rank them. And then I will highlight at least one game per viewer here on the channel. And then when Bonds comes in, we're going to talk about her top 5 and then my top 5. So we're going to do like a top 10 list, Bonds and I. So that'll be fun. Excuse me. It's funny. I mean, of course, you can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm just going through the games that I have highlighted for these videos, and I get excited over some of these games. I'm like, oh man, I remember this. I want to play this again. Because there's a few here. I had a nice handful of new to me games, which was great, and then I had some like new games to the channel as well. But lots of good stuff, and I hope you did too. And what's cool is, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but if you do watch my content throughout the internet, the interwebs, you'll know that there are some games that are new to me, but are very, very old, which I get excited about, because that was one of my sort of goals this year, was to play more or so-called classic games, modern games, modern classics that I haven't played yet. And this really started last year when I played El Grande for the first time. I was like, man, this game is 20 years old and it's still a banger. It still rips and roars and it's so good. And I've had recent experiences along those lines with some more classic games. So that I'm excited to talk about all of them, but it's really I get very excited about these new to me games that I've heard about for years, or if not decades, and I'm like, it's always cool to be surprised, right? Like, wow, these are so good, and they're classics for a reason, right? Okay, let me get this here. Almost done, folks. Bang! I know that, folks. Did you see the announcement? Agricola Dead Harvest. Farming meets zombies. Awakened Realms is doing it. It's going to be all blinged out and stuff. It's totally silly, but I'm in for it. Why not? Okay. Shelf space also plays a big part of it. Yeah, I totally get it. Colt Cardboard. Our shelves. We're out of shelf space, to be honest with you. I've got excuse me, games in the living room, in the hallway. It's ridiculous. I mean, very grateful that Michelle is patient with me. She understands. We're both gamers. Obviously, I'm the more hardcore gamer of the two of us, but I'll be doing a major culling real soon. Duccio says, with Awakened Realms stance on AI generated content, it's an easy skip for me. I forgot about that. I'm glad you reminded me, Butch. I forgot about that. Yeah, they are they are using AI generated content. I'm not going to cast any judgment, but I shall be passing as well. Thank you for reminding me. The Purge, yes, Kimma. It's gonna be a big purge too. My goal is to get rid of 250 games by the end of March. I hope it happens. Oh, speaking of, let me see. Let me make sure I've got this lined up. I do. Speaking of this week, I'm going to be at Dice Tower West in Vegas. I'm going to be there Friday and Saturday. It's a really quick turnaround for me. That's the only time I have to like really get out of town, and it's about a 3.5 hour drive for me. It's about a 45-minute flight, but flights just at this point, it's just not worth it for me to do. So I'm going to drive out there Friday afternoon and then leave Sunday morning, like early. So I have basically Friday afternoon, evening, and then Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, all day to game. So please, if you see me, say hi And if we can, I'd love to play a game. I'm going to try to focus on games that take no more than an hour, just so I can play. Because I know there'll be other friends that I'll see there. I'd love to play games with them as well. And yeah, super excited. I guess I should get a badge, right? I don't even have a badge. I have a place to stay, and that's why the reason why I'm going is because a friend of mine who lives in Vegas very kindly offered a guest room. So I'm going to go stay with him for a couple of nights, and then I'll be at the convention as well. So if you're there, folks, I would love to hang out with y'all, especially folks who I've not been able to meet in real life yet. That would be a real treat for me. So yeah, let's hang out. Let me find this here. Do. Okay, that is on the list. Again, I appreciate your patience as I set these things up. I really should have done this earlier, but my bad. I'll learn. I'll learn one day. So yeah, let me know if you're going to be in Vegas for Dice Tower West. Let me check comments real quick. Avitrue is quiver loaded and ready. I love it. Nice. I thought about, maybe I'll bring my quiver. I mean, I got a couple of small games. One game I am going to bring, Avitrue and anyone else who's going to be there, I'm going to bring Pirates of the High Teas. I have the prototype. I'm shooting the video probably early next week. But the designer, now it's this prototype. Designers, I wanted to ask first. I asked Emily, hey, is it cool if I bring it to Dice Tower West, even though it's just a prototype? She's like, yeah, totally. Just let people know if they share on socials that just say, hey, this is a prototype and everything's not done yet. I was like, yeah. If everyone's cool with that, I'm definitely cool. So I want to get the word. I think Emily's a great designer, and super excited to share that game with everyone. Okay, I am almost done here, folks. I got 4 more links to put up here. Again, you're not seeing any of this, so I don't know why well, I guess I could show you, but I want to save the surprise, right? I want to save some of these surprises for y'all. And I'm hoping that everything goes okay when Bonds comes over, because that's another headache I got to deal with. Not Bonds is a headache, but the headache of bringing on guests sometimes with Twitch Stream Together. I've had so luck with it on the Rado show, the R&R show, but we we do our best here, right? That's all you can do. What is this thing that I just pressed? I don't know what that is. Okay. Wow, that wasn't the link I was looking for, was it? No. That is funny. That is not what I was looking for. Let me close that. Wow. Okay, that's this. Let me make sure I got this right. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay. And then, oh, this is what I was trying to do. Cool. Okay. Comments. Let me check real quick. Again, thank you for joining us. Appreciate y'all. Ruel Bonds feud. Blue Sky Trauma. Oh my gosh. All I heard was Bonds. Oh my gosh. No. No one can plan for intense way Bonds. Oh my gosh. Clipper from Ray. No. I should shut down the stream now. Oh, y'all are going to get me in trouble. Y'all are going to get me in trouble. Y'all know we love Bonds. She's amazing. And again, she was busy today, but she was kind enough to join me today. So I super appreciate it. Okay. What else do we have here? Okay, this one goes here. Okay. This one goes here. Wow, this is riveting. I'm sure that y'all are excited to watch me just stare at the screen as you don't see a thing here, and I'm just putting links where I'm gonna go over here. Where's this? Why isn't this linking? Ah! Okay, press that. Hey, almost done. Now this will just stay where it's supposed to stay. Yep. And the final one, you stay here. One of these things really cracks me up. Y'all gonna see that. You're gonna see it, and it's gonna be funny. Probably. I don't know. Okay, why don't we get over here and let me go to BGG. Our friends at BG. Okay, cool. Gonna follow Rule Bonds for the Chisme. Oh no, Chisme. Thanks for the update. Oh my gosh. Okay, winning match was Ghost Rider over Medusa. Ooh, joined during lunch. Yeah, y'all are starting all kinds of drama. Thanks, guys. Hey, D-Nick says co-ran 4th annual Unmatched tournament. Oh, that's awesome. And Ghost Rider over Medusa. I was just wondering who's talking about that. That's awesome. Okay. We've done enough pre-setup. We're just gonna jump right into it. Excuse me for this. Did a lot of rules reviews this weekend prepping for Dice West. Yeah, and down last again, we've got our baseball highlights match scheduled as well. Seriously, duel games with Ruel. I love the whole same letter combo, different sounds. Yeah. So over on Good Time Society, Jake Michaels, whenever we play games together, just one-on-one on the Good Time Society channel, he'll call it the duel with Ruel, like duel for Ruel. But he pronounced it like it rhymes with my name, and I like the way it sounds. I'd like to turn that into a series, a regular series. It's sort of like just impromptu whenever we have the time and the resources. But I've been talking to him and the Becca about making sure, or trying to have it become a regular thing, because I love 2-player games, and I love rhyming, so duel with Ruel would be perfect. Okay, I hear Mookie barking in the background. Okay. We're gonna get right to it. Yeah, I've got games here that you all played. Let me go over here. And, okay. Yeah. All right. I'll do the old, what do we call it? The YouTube intro, and then we're going to jump right into it. I'll start talking about my games, and we'll bring on Bonds, and we'll talk about her games as well. So let me highlight some of Jarl's, and yeah, here we go. Thanks again for joining us. This is Tabletop Recall. Hi friends, my name is Ruel Gaviola, and this is Tabletop Recall. This is my monthly show where I talk about the games that I enjoyed last month, and also talk about the games that you enjoyed last month. And for today's show, I want to kick things off by jumping right into what you all shared with me on my Discord server. You could click on the links below to find out how to join that. And over here on Discord, we have my buddy Daryl B. Gaming talking about, hey, he really enjoyed a couple of games, Azul Duel, Patrician Towers of Influence, Triqueta, and Quacks of Quedlinburg. I have not played Quacks in a while, and I know there's a few new versions out here. This is the classic Push Your Luck game set collection. Wait, set collection? No, Push Your Luck game with the cute little chits. I mean, it's a brilliant game. I actually prefer, what is it? The dice one, Cubitos. It's funny because I remember Daryl and we played a lot of Cubitos together, and then he actually ended up liking Quacks better. I ended up liking Cubitos a little better. But I feel like they're the same style of game, Push Your Luck. This one just has the chits that you pull, while the other one, Cubitos, has the dice, which I like. I just love rolling dice. So thanks for that, Daryl. Let's move on. James Brazil had Yokohama Yahtzee with Ruel. Oh, that's right. We played Yahtzee together. Yokohama was new to James. Unstoppable. Cribbage with Mom and Dad. I love that. Cribbage with Mom and Dad. And then Odin. Yeah, Odin's another terrific game. But I do want to focus on Unstoppable. This is the one that just came out. I did a video this one for Renegade. Let me see if it's still here. There it is. I did a teach and play on Renegade for Renegade, and it was so good. This is John D. Clare's solo game. It's in part of the Solo Hero series. Is it part of the Solo Hero series over there? But yeah, as you can see, card crafting, and it is awesome. It's a really cool challenge. You're trying to defeat the baddies, but you're cycling through cards, and it is so good. If you've never tried card crafting, I think this is a terrific one. I mean, I wouldn't call this, like, Mystic Vale's still the best, intro to card crafting. But as far as a solo experience, nothing even touches this. This is one of the best solo games out there, and when using the card crafting system is brilliant. Now, it does say you can do it cooperatively, and it is a roguelike game, so if you played Slay the Spire, you'll recognize the elements here. I guess, yeah, I never played it cooperatively. I just like it as a solo, but I think it would work well as a cooperative game. So thanks, James. Let's see. Continuing on, Board Gaming Crew is a sucker for space games. They happy to finally try Andromeda's Edge and SETI. Oh, both of those are on my must-play list. I have not played those. SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, is the new one from Czech Games Edition. They do have some heavy titles in their catalog, including Through the Ages, and this one is a 1 to 4 player game. I love this the theme. It's like Contact, the movie, based on the book by Carl Sagan, of course. But yeah, this one I'm looking forward to. I've just heard the hype about it, and I'm hoping to get to the table real quick. D. Nix played Kinfire Delve, scored Stockade, Seas of Havoc, Fellowship of the Ring, the trick-taking game, which I absolutely loved in its early format. But let me go to Kinfire Delve. I'm glad that more people are starting to discover this. We were just talking about solo games, and this one's a terrific one. This has got dice rolling, multi-use cards. You're trying to get to the bottom of the dungeon, and you have all of these obstacles in your way, whether it's monsters or whatnot, and you're trying to make sure that you have the right weapons and so forth in order to deal with them. You're going to be rolling dice, but it's a really cool system of how you can level up and do the right amount of damage in order to delve down to the bottom there. There's 3 of these titles in the series so far. I played 2 of the 3 and really enjoyed it. What was the last? No, this is the one I just played most recently, Scored Stockade, I believe. Did I put a video up here? Yeah, there it is right there. The other one was Vainglory's Grotto, I believe. And that one was terrific as well. But I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. Really cool games. All right, thanks, D-Nix. Continue on, we had Sir Bearsworth. Got to play some good ones. Raising Robots, Murray, the Blank Hole Frog, and Compile. This is a family-friendly show, so I'll put it up on. I don't have to say it, but yeah, they actually bleep it out in on BGG as well. A game of set collection and set destruction with random end triggers. So this actually looks like a lot of fun. And Sir Bearsworth is one of the members of the 5x podcast, and I know he did a review of that, so check that out. I want to check it out, hopefully sooner rather than later, just for the name alone, right? Okay, James Games played Top 16, so they got a lot of them. A lot of games. This is great. Highlights for the month, getting 2 games I've owned for a long time. Planet Unknown and Bamboo finally played. Nice. Being reminded how good Seasons of Rice and Goblin Vaults are. Falling in love with the White Castle again. Yeah, the White Castle, it is. I haven't played it in about 6 months, but yeah, this is such a good game. Such a great game. I think I'm still more in love with the Red Cathedral, which was the design team's first one. But the White Castle is so good. I go back and forth on this. Red Cathedral, probably because I played it most recently, is the reason why I'd probably choose it at this point. But yeah, James, so many good things. Also, Less Than Stellar Experiences, Twinkle Twinkle on BGA. Game looks great, but I still don't understand the end game score. Yeah, I haven't played it yet. So, but hey, at least you got to play on BGA and test it out before you try it in real life. Okay, let's move on to Gamer Ice Guy. Got us some quality time for Unstoppable. Nice, another one played through the solo game we were just talking about. Also, Second Shot, a full 4-player game of Hibachi. Oh, Circle the Wagons. That's what I want to talk about. Circle the Wagons, played through all scenarios. Ooh, Circle the Wagons. Let's get that on the board here. And it was Second Shot. Nice. I have not played this. We are all big fans of Button Shy here in the community. I would say in the greater board game community. I hope it is. But this is a brand new set of 18 cards that can play either standalone or combined with a base game. I love Circle the Wagons. And in this two-player drafting game, this is just a little. So the second shot introduces newfangled mode. In this variant, all 36 cards are shuffled together, then split back into 2 unique card sets. Players play through the first set, and then continue the game using the second set and the regular block score. And all the first one's only share goes. Nice. Winner take all. Okay, I love that. I love that. Yeah, I have not played this one yet. So thank you for bringing that up, Gamerise guy. Looks great. Jowl, or Jal. Again, I'm just reading this straight from the Discord, folks. You can join the Discord by typing command Discord and joining us there. We have a What You Played channel where we share the games that we played. Jal said Flip 7, Edo. Okay, those are the two. Yeah, Edo. I'll talk about Flip 7 a little later. Spoiler alert. Edo's fantastic. This one is going to be coming back out. It's Arcane Wonders, I believe, that got the license. And yeah, they did. And this is a terrific game. A lot of folks say this is sort of like the Mind meets Wavelength. So good. Cooperative game. It's super fast. And you can play. It plays up to, what is it, 8 players? I thought 2 players was just fine. I played it. Was it with Michelle? Yeah, Michelle and I played this, and we had a terrific time. It's very, can you read each other's mind type of thing. You have a prompt, and then you try to rank that prompt according to what you think your partner or the person, active player, has ranked it along their line. So really cool game. Glad you got to play that, Joe. Variant Hex played many BGA games this month. Folks, Variant Hex, don't forget, Variant Hex, the podcast. Be sure to check that out. Wonderful podcast. And Kelly and Aaron, and sometimes their buddy Adam join them, talk about all the games. They play a lot of games. They have a lot of great insight into games. And the one that Variant Hex wanted to, or just highlighted, was they're currently stuck on Chapter 9 of the Fellowship, or the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship trick-taking game. So let's bring that up. Lord of the Rings trick-taking. Where is that? Oh, is it not called trick-taking? Lord of the Rings Card Journeys. Where is it? Duel. I love Duel for Middle-earth. Where is that? Did I miss it? There it is. No, that's a deck building game. Fellowship of the Ring. Why can't I find it? There it is. This is an expansion? What is bonus chapter. Okay. So anyways, the Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game. It is the crew, but with the Lord of the Rings mythology and narrative. I thought it was fantastic. Magic Area, TLOTFTR. I don't even know how many. The Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game. Too many letters. Yeah, there's a lot of Lord of the Ring games. Folks, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. You're watching it live on Twitch as well. We record this live every month. This is the Tabletop Recall show that I do every month. I talk about the games that you and I enjoyed in the previous month or so. DC talked about the 2 solo sessions of Origins First Builders. Nice. Another, some more board and dice love here. May introduce my group. Dice mechanics here are really the draw. Yeah, hidden gem. 2 sessions in Jaipur. And also, DC also played SETI, Ostia, Mandala, San Juan, Sea Salt and Paper with the expansion. Sea Salt and Paper is probably the most, their favorite game of the last 2 years. Yeah, it's so good. Sea Salt and Paper. That is a Bruno Cathala. But I wanted to mention Mandala. I'm glad you brought that one up. This is a brilliant game. This one, my buddy Daryl B. Gaming shared this with me. This is from Trevor Benjamin and Brett J. Gilbert. You may recognize those names. Excuse me. It's an abstract card game, but it's just really well done. It's got this really neat player mat or player board, which is like cloth or linen. And you're just trying to match up the colors here or the patterns in order to, I guess it's sort of area control-ish, or you scoop them up, right? Yeah, area majority influence and management and set collection. So you have your cards on your turn. You play a single card or on the mountains or onto an area, and then once a mandala is completed, once it contains all 6 colors of cards, and then when this happens, you destroy the mandala. Right, the sand goes away, and whoever played more cards in their field chooses first. If tied, the player did not complete the mandala chooses first. And then you're going to, continue until all the cards are played, I believe. Yeah, the end game is triggered When the deck is exhausted, when one player adds a 6 color to their river, both players then tally value cards in their cup, the ones that you've scooped up. So, yeah. Goblin, what's happening, Mr. G? What's happening with you, my friend? Thanks for joining us. All right, yeah, Mandala is a knife fight, and it's a really tense 2-player game. I really enjoyed that one. So good call, DC. Let's continue. Buck Savage played these in February. Endeavor Deep Sea. Lost Tunes of Arnak, Inish, the Taverns of Tiefenthal, Sagrada, and Crokinole. You know, all those games are terrific. Well, I have not played Endeavor yet, or Inish, but everything else terrific. I just saw my buddy Daryl. I actually ran into my buddy Daryl recently, and he was playing Taverns of Tiefenthal with some other friends. I have not been able to play it yet. I haven't played it recently. My last game might have been with Daryl a few years ago, actually. This is the it won the Spiel, didn't it? I thought it won the Spiel. It was definitely nominated, no? Let's see. Does it say here? I don't see it. I know it won a bunch of awards. No, I mean, it says from the American Tabletop Awards winner. Hey, I guess who's on that board? So this is a worker placement game. It's got a really cool theme where you're building your tavern, serving customers. And I remember liking what I played. It had one of the modular expansions in it. So it comes with a base game, but if you add a few of those in there, I think it really levels up the game. But I like how they did that where you can play, the standard game and then pick and choose which ones you would like to add to it as well. All right, moving right along. Austin also played a lot of BGA games as they slowly turn their friends into board gamers. I love that. Let's see. Just looking at Austin's list real quick, and I love that the BG Stats does this thing now that it's like a graphic. I should share these graphics maybe with the people's permission next month, where they'll have the games that you played, the stats, and then they'll show they'll have pictures of the ones you played the most. So I really think that's neat. So maybe I'll share that next time. One of the games that Austin played was Furnace. Now, this is one of my favorite auction style games. I mean, it's our bidding game, right? You bid for the certain spots. You're going to get the resources. So it adds a really fun bidding element to the engine building of the main game. But it plays really quickly, too. I love how quick this game plays. I have the expansion. The expansion is great. It adds a few more cards. It also adds asymmetrical abilities for each player. And it adds a solo mode. So I'm going to be playing the solo mode hopefully sooner rather than later. I still have not played it yet, but I'd like to share that with you all and do a video for that. Okay, moving right along. Next up, from our Discord, AG Fox 586. Finally got their hands on the White Castle. Nice. And also dusted off Carcassonne and Dorf Romantic and introduced my group to Flip 7. Wow, a lot of people played Flip 7. I literally just played Flip 7 this Friday night. Michelle and I met some friends for dinner, and actually it was Daryl and his wife and brother. We hung out with them at one of our local breweries, and of course brought Flip 7 and a couple of other games. But you know what, AG Fox, you brought up Carcassonne. That game, folks, it's 25 years old now. I just, that blows me away. And I just started a game of this on BGA. I still think it's fun. It's one of the OG tile laying games that really, took off 25 years ago, and it's influenced so many other games. I love tile laying. Michelle loves tile laying, and I think a lot of the modern tile layers probably owe some kind of debt of gratitude to Carcassonne. It's still good, folks. It's still a banger. James Brazil also shared. Oh, we talked about his games. I see the graphic that he shared. He also played. Oh, we're talking about Unstoppable, Azul, Odin, and other games, and Cribbage with Mom and Dad, which I love. All right, moving on to Magic and Eric. Magic and Eric played their top games were White Castle and Castle Combo. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about White Castle. Well, do we want to? Well, 2 games with Castle in the title, but Eric said, being on BGA reinvigorated my love for the White Castle. I love the tactical nature and importance of every turn. Yeah, there's only 9 turns in that game, folks. You cannot mess around in that. And I think Castle Combo is the best light game of 2024. Move over Nar, Far Away, and Pixies. There's a new champ. There it is, folks. Shots fired. Okay, so we're talking about Castle Combo. Let me bring that up here. I love Castle Combo. I love Far Away. I love Nar. The 3 things they have in common, they're all they're published by Pandasaurus, and they were published elsewhere. Then Pandasaurus brought the rights over here. whoever's picking up games of Panda Swords, y'all know what you're doing because those three are all big hits. And I go back and forth. I probably love right now. Okay, Castle Combo might be my second. I really like Far Away just because of the uniqueness of the you build one path and then you come back the other way. I think that's really neat. Left and then you score right. Folks, check it out. I did a video. I actually did a video of it. I think that you can check out. But man, Castle Combo is so good, and so is Gnar. I have a game of Gnar and Castle Combo going on right now on BGA. Love them both. So thanks for sharing that, Imagine Eric. Twin Flower's got a bunch of games. Twin Flower as well. Flip 7 and also a bunch of White Castle on BGA. And of course, I love that Blood Rage is on here. Thank you for sharing that, Twin Flower, because Blood Rage is one of my favorite games. And I was thinking about this the other day. I have not played Blood Rage in a long time. A long time. So I want to get this back to the table. I'm thinking about see if we can bring it over to Good Time Society and get a game. We're going to see. Mo also played. No, not Blood Rage. I totally misread this. Mo had a heavy week of gaming. Arcs and Brash Lancashire. Nice. And I think Sir Bearsworth had mentioned this recently about playing Brass Lancashire. Yeah, this is a heavy one. Martin Wallace, classic design. The newer version of Brass, the original Brass, when they redid it as Brash Birmingham and Brash Lancashire. I've not played Lancashire yet, so I want to try this. This one it's similar to Birmingham, but it doesn't have it doesn't have the beer resource, I think, and I also believe that the board is not modular. I forget what it is, but because I have not played it yet. But yeah, this is a heavy game. Pick up to deliver, and a lot of it's hand management, a lot of like timing, at least for the Birmingham game that I played. Network and route building and so forth. A classic. Okay, let's move on to Gizmo. Gizmo joined Arc Nova, Ezra and Nehemiah, and they played Ezra and Nehemiah a lot on TTS, Tabletop Simulator, as a playtester. Nice. Not pictured, talking about the first plays of House of Fado and Let's Go to Japan, which were really fun as well. Yeah. Let's Go to Japan, folks. I don't know what I feel like it should have been on more people's Let's Go to Japan best of game lists for last year. I don't know why it wasn't. I love this game. I think Josh Wood, if you're going to talk about tableau builders, you got to have Josh Wood do your tableau builder, or at least be in development, because what he's done with Santa Monica and Let's Go to Japan, two of my favorites, and it's just brilliant. The theme is like perfect. And again, I'm talking about the personal story of this before. Go check out my video, folks, on Let's Go to Japan. A great tableau building game and a solo game. All right, Lobby of Hobbies. Jazz says, I really enjoyed Castle Combo too, but something about Far Away scoring and need to keep that in mind as you build your tableau that keeps it on top for me. Yeah. So yeah, Castle Combo, Pixies, or Far Away, or Gnar. Those are all Panasaurus games. They're all great. I love them all for different reasons, but Far Away definitely gets my head scratching probably the most out of all of them. Let me put that on the screen real quick. Far Away. Right there. Cool. Yeah. And, I was talking about earlier. So you're going to be building a tableau left to right. So there's the market. And you're building. Let me see if there's an actual photo. You just, you try to build in like one line. Okay, there it is here. So left to right. And you don't have to be in numerical order, but it does help if you are, because then it gives you bonuses, gives you bonus cards, the sanctuary cards that may help you with different symbols that you're trying to collect for points. And then you're going to flip these cards over as you go left to right, but then you flip them over, go right to left to score. Oh, it's such a tricky little puzzle I love. Okay, let's move on. Dutch Yoda played Finspan, Deep Rock Galactic, and what else? I see the photo here. Football highlights. Oh, we played football highlights together. Nice. Well, that was back last year. What else did we play? Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. I should talk about Finspan because that's all the rage right now. I haven't played it yet. This is supposed to be the more entry level or new gamer friendly version of Wingspan. I know people. I don't know what people's problems are. Just, they're all Finspan. What's next? Zombie span or whatever. Like, I love that Stonemeyer does all these different worlds and takes something that can be more accessible. Because Wingspan, as you know, we're all gamers here. That if you're watching this, we're all like, I would say, hobby gamers, hardcore gamers. But but I just we tend to forget that Wingspan is not an easy game for people to learn. I mean, there's a lot of hype for it. You heard about it on Wall Street Journal and all the mainstream media picked up on it. But I always think of that classic video that went viral of Mandy Patinkin, the actor. He had been gifted a copy of Wingspan from his son, who's a gamer, and he had the most trouble trying to learn it. And I think that really spoke to a lot of folks, or at least, reminded me that things that we think are simple for people who are not, or for people who are new to the gaming hobby, they're not simple. And from what I hear, FinSpan makes it a little easier to get in the world. So I'm really excited about that. I'm glad that people can see this and pick it up. And yeah, I'm just so glad it's there, that people can jump into board games through something that might be a little easier than Wingspan. So thanks, Dutch. Okay. James actually he says, no, everyone loves Castle, but sure not for me. Hey, yeah, not everything's for everyone. Okay, A.B. Trude played, A.B. Trude went to Strategicon here in LA. Daitoshi Impress got to play Teotihuacan, which is his favorite game, their favorite game. All kinds of good stuff here. Terraforming Mars. Ooh, Terraforming Mars. I haven't played that in a while. And Green Team wins. Classic game. Going a little faster here. Gentle Rain from Bing. Boop. Big, Easy Buskin. Kinfire Delve. Vainglorious Grotto. We talked about the other one earlier. But yeah, Gentle Rain, a brilliant solo game that I feel like it's just like perfect Sunday morning type of game. Kimba played a lot of stuff. Feast for Odin, Aqua Garden, Carcassonne, Darwin's Journey, Distilled Earth, Explorers of Navoria, Forest Shuffle, Obsession, River Valley, Glassworks, Satori, and the White Castle. Oh, it's really neat to see a lot of the crossover that folks have been having here. White Castle has been a big one. Flip 7. I need to get back to Earth. I need to get back to Earth. I need to get back to playing Earth again, Kim. And I'm glad you reminded me of that. It's been a while. I really like that game. I do need to get back to Earth, though. Let me check out live in chat. A few more here. Come back to Earth. Everyone's saying yes. I will be there. Thank you, friends. James Games NYC likes all 4 of the games. Nar, Pixies, Far Away, Castle Combo. I can definitely say that Pixies number 4 for me. Yeah. But you know what? Pixies are really fun. I really enjoyed that one. I think it's probably the lightest of the 4. But I think it's still a terrific set collection game. So, folks, we're going to take a short break because I need to get our special guest Bonds here. If you're watching this on YouTube, you won't see any of this because I'm going to edit this out. All right. We're going to bring Bonds on in just a second. And I'll be right back, folks. Oh, I guess I should. Oh, Bonds is here. Okay, Bonds, I'm going to bring you in through... what is it called? Stream Together. Yeah. Is that what it's called? Okay. Friends. Oh, my goodness gracious. Yeah, friends, stick around as we do the things here. Let me get this going on over here. This is what I was going to do. I don't know what I'm doing. We'll be right back. Yeah. I can leave this screen on. We'll be right back. I'm going to bring Bonds on. All right, folks? All right. We'll see you right back here. Hi, friends. Look who we've got here, not in the studio, but at her studio. Bon's there. Hi, Bonds.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. This is the first time we've done something like this together, right?
Is this really? Oh my gosh. I think
I
it
think
is.
so.
Yeah.
Besides, obviously, Good Morning Society
Yeah.
and whenever I'm a guest at your house.
Yeah. So this is the first time we've done like a virtual thing together, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, super excited to have you on. Folks, if you don't know already, this is Banzainator, the incredible Twitch streamer. Does board games, video games, all kinds of cool stuff. And, she's super busy, so we do appreciate her taking the time out of her busy day to join us today to talk about games that we played last month. And, Bonds, I'm going to set your camera up, or I'm just going to fix the camera real quick here.
Okay, if I need to move, just let me know.
I think you're good. I'm just going to move this slightly this way so I can fix this here. Um,
Being you better let me know. What did Ruel say about me?
oh my goodness, yeah, people are trying to start some troubles here. We've got a bunch of troublemakers in chat, apparently.
Oh, that's not new.
so,
Chat being trolls?
so basically, earlier I had said, wait, hold on, are we matching? Are we matching? Like,
We kind of are.
so this is so funny. And then we got these. Anyways,
It's because it's cold.
yeah, it's cold in Southern California, folks, which means we can't wear shorts and we just have to wear
Yeah.
long sleeve.
I am wearing like fake velvet leggings.
I'm wearing sweatpants, so yeah, we're comfortable. So yeah, as Dead Last again said, yeah, Ruel said something along Bonds is a headache, and I did not say that. It was taken out of context, but I was saying, and you, Bonds, you know totally what I'm talking about here. Trying to get someone on stream together or through Twitch is always a headache, right? Trying to.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I said, and people took it off being
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
Bonds being a headache. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. I see how it is. I see. I see.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So what we're doing, folks, we're going to be talking about. We just talked about your games, friends, that you all enjoyed last month. Now, Bonds and I are going to get into our games that we really enjoyed this last month, and I'm going to get this stuff ready here. We're gonna continue this. So what I'm doing, Bonds, is I did that part. I'm going to cut out all this stuff, and then I'm going to clip back in the stuff where we do our top 10. Is that cool?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know what you just said.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
That sounds way too technical for me. Just you do you.
um, Basically, we're going to talk about the 10 games that we really enjoyed in the last month or so, folks. And you all talked about yours. Now we're going to talk about ours. And I need to get the little screen set up here. Just
Ooh,
give me a
I'm
second.
excited.
Yeah, super excited about this. Now, Bonds, you play a ton of games. What is like, are you constantly trying to look for, I mean, are you ranking these games as you play them like in your head, or do you just play them and just forget about them and just sort of like, okay, now this is what I think about the games?
I don't forget about them.
Hmm.
I also like taking pictures of my games because that's
Yep.
sort of like my way of remembering what I played.
Hmm.
Because I actually don't log anything. I've
Oh,
never logged and I don't plan on logging anything and I never log scores.
oh,
So, yeah,
I did not know that.
mhm, mhm. So I do play a lot of games, but I just take photos of them to remember.
Okay.
And yeah. So that's what I do.
It's interesting because,
So,
yeah, I feel like almost a lot of folks I know, they always log them in like board game stats or whatever. And I just
mhm.
assumed that you did too. That's interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, I'm lazy. Like, I don't wanna do that work. If someone else wants to do it for me, they're welcome to, but I mean, I'm not even gonna tell you what games I played until you ask. Like, I don't know. I don't know, like
I mean, you work hard enough as it is. So I figured, yeah,
oh, okay.
why do you want to add like more work to what you're doing already? I think.
Yeah, I would say it's really cool to see at the end of the month, like I've seen on your Discord, people do it on my Discord where it's like, here's what games I played in February, and they have like a really cool image
Yeah.
with like, and it's all automated and it says how many games they played. I think that's super cool. And
Yeah.
that's the only reason why I would want to start, but I just don't want to do it. I don't know. That seems really cool. I love looking at that stuff.
Yeah, I think you're right though. It definitely looks cool, but I mean, you have to. It is work. It's just one more thing you need to think about and then
Hmm.
worry about. And yeah, but it is cool that
Yeah.
board game sets will will put together the image for you and show you. It's really neat.
question for you. Do
Yeah,
you do you log your games like that?
I do. But here's the thing, Bonds. Like, I'm pretty bad at it. Like, I'll forget to do stuff, and then I'll have to go. Oh, like a week later. Oh shoot, I forgot that we played this, and then I don't remember the score. Oh, here's a picture I took. I didn't. So I'm like constantly texting people. Hey, what did we score in that game? That
Okay.
type of thing.
Okay, see, I don't wanna add that stress, but if
Yeah,
you're on top of it, I can see how really awesome it would be to do something like that.
yeah.
Well, what I was gonna say is, do you have to do like well, I think you just answered the question. It was like, does it stress you out? Oh, I remember. Do you log games when it's like a prototype pre-production for work?
That's
What like
yeah,
people who play test, like technically you're playing a game, but technically you're not playing a game? Like, how
yeah.
does that work?
That
And I
is
think
yeah.
a lot of those lines cross, and I think for me it's just easier to just not do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's such a great point. It's such a great question because I'm yeah, I go back and forth on it. A lot of times what I'll do is I will log the game, but then in the description or the notes I'll put this was a prototype or
Okay.
I did this for say for example for a video where I didn't play the game completely or this is for
Oh,
Rado,
that's
so I
cool.
just pretended to play a game with me and Michelle. So,
I like that. I
yeah,
like that.
but
But
here's the
that's a lot
thing.
of work.
It is a lot of work. And then the thing is, I don't log anything I play digitally, like anything on BGA. I know folks that do log everything on BGA, and
Yes.
that's a
I
for me
think
that's a
Board
lot.
Gamer Steph does.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane to me. It's awesome, but yeah, it's just it's a lot.
Yeah, I think Board Gamer Steph's stats was like 300 plays in February, and I was trying to think like
It's
how is
insane.
that even now I know Board Gamer Steph does play a lot of games and it's so impressive and I love watching their streams
Yes,
um with Bosa Michael too.
yeah,
But then I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember BGA games like count as part
yeah.
of that."
Yeah, it's a lot. Dutch O's in the chat. Dutch says recording a paid playthrough. Yes, I log it. Yeah, I feel like it's
Okay.
fair.
Mhm.
But I will always note like because there's a lot of times you do a paid playthrough and maybe you don't finish the game or you were there just paid to show a certain part of it. So I always make that note as well. Uh, Colt Cardboard says Ruel likes stats since she is a baseball fan. Yeah, I mean I do like stats. I just don't like keeping them for myself. Like you know, I for whatever reason it's maybe it's a baseball thing. I don't know. Speaking of baseball, did y'all know the Dodgers won the World Series last year? Just want to remind you all that. Um,
Last year, why are you bringing up old news? Can we just move on?
the season is going to start pretty soon, folks. So just want to remind you. Colt Cardboard
Why?
also.
You waited till you've been streaming for an hour, 9 minutes, and 42 seconds, and you wait till I'm on stream to say that.
Of course, as my friend who is a Giants fan, I had to say it here. Um,
Your
gamer.
Dodgers took our Mookie. Oh no.
Oh yeah, that game maker must be a
Game
Boston
Maker
Red Sox
Fletch.
fan. Yeah, so I apologize for that. Actually, I don't apologize. The Mookie's better here in the on the Dodgers. And says, "Let it go, Ruel." Yeah, I'll let it go. You're not gonna hydrate while I let it go.
He doesn't need to let it go. I need to let it go. I'm the one that's salty. I
Yeah.
should be the one hydrating.
What before we move on with the show, Bonds, there it is. Baseball season will be starting soon. Any plans on going to any baseball games? And if you don't have plans, maybe you can join me and Michelle
Yeah,
again
we need to
this year.
go.
Yeah,
So I would like to go to more baseball games, but it's really hard to go during like Monday to Friday because I stream in the evenings.
yeah,
So I would love to go more on weekends, and I know it's a little bit more expensive. So even if I don't go more because of the price, I'd like to go more in general.
yeah,
That's always been my goal. I love going to baseball games. I don't even care which team I'm watching. I
yeah.
don't care which stadium I'm in. I
Yeah.
just want to go to a baseball game.
Yeah, they're really fun. And, when we
Mhm.
went to one last year with you last year, it was, a minor league team and we got to hang out and, eat nachos and eat hot dogs and
Mhm.
watch a ball game. To me, that's what it's all about. It's like a nice day at the park. Then, oh, they just happen to be playing baseball.
I remember because it was so sweltering hot in the sun
Yeah.
that you all were like, "Yeah, we're gonna find better seats," and you all literally got up and moved, and I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna follow."
Yeah.
And you found these premium seats in the shade, and you're just like, "We're sitting down," and
Yeah.
like no one bothered us. Like it was no one's seats.
Yeah. And that's what's great about the minor leagues. Like it's not, it's. I mean, sometimes they're sold out, but usually they're not. So you can sort of like just as long as you pay to get in, there's usually cool about you just walking around and finding
Okay.
seats. Yeah, yeah.
I've only done that with a hockey game once. I
Oh,
went to the team in Florida. I think it was in Orlando.
uh,
I don't know anything about it. It was like the hockey team in Orlando.
yeah.
And there was like an empty seat in the front, and I just walked up and sat down. No one said anything.
Nice. I love. It's been a while since I've been to a hockey game. The hockey game's pretty cool. Like, I like hockey better in real life than watch it on TV. Like TV, I can't really watch it, but it's. I think it's more exciting
Yeah.
in person.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know what else is exciting, folks? Talking about board games. That's what Bonds and I here to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is Tabletop Recall for February 25. The amazing Bonds is joining us today. And Bonds, I'm going to have you kick things off with. So we're doing this list. It's a combined list of our top 5 favorite experiences in February and probably a little before February as well. And we're going to kick things off with Bonds. And or do you want me to kick things? Well, no, you kick things off.
No,
You're the guest.
I can do it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this is
So
our. We'll each do a top 5, and this will be Bonds 5. Sorry, Bonds, I just totally interrupted you.
look, like everyone knows, this is our first time doing something together. So I watch Rel stream this himself. I don't know how to be on this.
Yeah.
Like I am noob. All right, here we go, everyone. My number 5. Okay, I never rank games because I don't log them.
Oh.
But I did it for Rel. Okay, so this is a very special thing. My number 5 game that I have played so far this year is
Oh.
actually called Crown of Ash from 2024. And I feel like a lot of people don't know about this game. But Rael, this is the one of the most beautifully and visually appealing games that I have played in a very long time. It is not IV Studios, even though you might
Oh.
look at it and be like, "Oh, this gives off IV Studio vibes." It is not IV Studios. It is by Card Noir.
Oh.
Card Noir.
Okay.
And the designer is Richard Lawton.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 2 artists, Vadim Machine and Raphael Nobre. And I'm sorry if I mispronounce the names, but this game is absolutely gorgeous. It is a little bit cutthroat, and I got dead last, but I still really enjoyed it. And Candace from BGG, this was her copy when we played, and
Mm-hmm.
I got to learn it from her. And this was actually our very first board game that we had ever played together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very
So,
cool. Wow.
hmm
Um.
and we played it at 5 players, I believe. I think it was 5 players. It was like max.
Okay. So in the whole like, I mean, it looks gorgeous, and I'm glad you brought up the Ivy Studio thing because I look at this, I would immediately think it was Ivy Studio, right? Just the
hmm
components and artwork. Um. This looks really cool though. Is this out already or is this on crowdfunding?
So it was on Kickstarter, and I
Okay.
believe I don't remember if she was like working with the publisher or if she backed it, but I believe it was already funded and like delivered to backers.
Mm,
But I just don't think that a lot of us know about it because maybe it wasn't marketed towards us as hobby board gamers. Maybe it was marketed towards the general public and maybe those who are a fan of those artists. Because I know a lot of board games are released nowadays which are illustrated by famous artists.
right.
So they already fund and they back right away because everyone's a fan of the art. Like if
Yep.
Sandar Tang came out with a game and we didn't know Sandar Tang,
Hmm.
Sandar's game would be funded.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know if it was one of those situations, but yeah, I never heard of it. If someone in chat knows about it, like knew about it before this moment, let me know. But so it is area majority
Hmm.
and you're using cards as your people fighting for that area.
Hmm.
But the way you get more people to fight for you is you have to collect resources and basically hire those people using those resources. So like this person is going to do this amount of damage, but in order to recruit this person, you need 5 hearts and 2 skulls and 3 oil, for
Okay.
example. And so you're recruiting more people into your deck, so deck building, In order to get those cards, you need resources. And guess what? In order to get resources, you have to go to other people's territories where
Oh,
they own those resources and you have to get something from them. See that black tile out there with the white
yep.
skull and the pink heart? So if you put your person there, your pawn, you're not putting a card, you're putting a pawn.
Uh,
You get a skull and a heart. They get the black hex. I believe that's a candle and a heart. So they get something for you going there.
oh, wow.
So you're all having to go to other people's territories to get resources to hire people, but you're using those people to take over their territories.
Okay. I mean, you had me right there. That sounds like worker placement and area control. I'm all about that. That sounds awesome.
Yes, and it is really it can be really cutthroat at the end. I obviously was not good at it, but everything about it was so beautiful, and I don't know if this was their first game, but it is very impressive that if this is their first game, I'm very impressed with it.
Yeah. I, that's like what you said was something that I think is a testament to how terrific this game is. You came in last place. You didn't even care. You were just like, it's so good, anyways, right? So
Mhm, mhm.
that's a mark.
Well,
I
I
think
was a
that,
little
yeah.
salty.
Oh, okay. Well, salty's one thing.
Yeah, I was like, "Well, I came in last," and I was like so I was totally destroying them.
Okay.
It was I think we were playing 5 people. I was destroying them,
Nice.
and then they were like, we gotta stop that." And then there was just like bam, 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 and then I got like last place, and I was like, "Oh, come on!" But anyway,
Well, there's our number five. Bonds' number five, Crown of Ash. That was great. Bonds, you're an old pro at this. I'm telling you, that was perfect.
oh,
You're a
okay,
pro at this. This was
sweet.
perfect. Moving on to my number five. Again, we were both doing top five today, folks. This one, okay. So I called an audible. So I had this ranked a little higher earlier, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna rank it a little lower now. I think I sort of see where this is going. But anyways, the game is The Last of Us: Escape the Dark. So let's take a look at it here.
Ooh.
So the Escape the Dark series, this is the third in the series of games. I play this over at Critical Hit Games in Corona, California. We do a live stream there every Thursday night, and this is very narrative driven. So you're flipping over cards, you're reading narrative, and this one's a cooperative game. So you're trying to all together fight off all these baddies, and then of course it's Last of Us, so it's walkers and whatnot. But there are like twists and turns in the story and stuff, and then finding it to the big baddie. I had never played an Escape the Dark game, and I loved this one. It was new to me, and I really enjoyed it. But the more I thought about it, Bonds, I'm like, I feel like I don't know how much replayability is going to be in here because you've gone through the narrative, you've seen all the bosses and all the monsters and all the things, and at a certain point, you're like, okay, this is pretty much the same thing. But
Okay.
as someone for me I've never watched The Last of Us. I really got into this. I thought this was really cool, and just the way they did the narrative. And you basically turn over one card, and it tells you the things you can do, almost like a choose your own adventure. Like
Oh,
which way?
that's fun.
Yeah. But then you're rolling dice. You got items. You're leveling up, and all these different, standard the stuff you're doing with like a dungeon crawler, but really tied into the narrative, which I thought was a lot of fun. So as much as I enjoyed the experience, the more I thought about it, Bonds, the more I'm like, you know what? I'm probably gonna have to put this lower on my list. And I think I might have originally had it ranked at 4, but now it's 5. It honestly, after a few more plays, it probably wouldn't even make my top 10. But there's certain games like that, right? You really love it the first time, and it's a great experience, but that doesn't mean it has to stay on your shelf forever. You know what I mean? So,
So you don't own the game, right?
correct. I don't own it.
Well, that's great. Someone
Yeah,
else can own it, and then you played it, and now you're good. If they wanna play it again, sure, but you don't have to take up your shelf space.
exactly. Because just like you, there's no more space on these shelves. There are no more
Whoa,
shelves.
you don't have to call me out like that.
We're all the same though. All of us, everyone in
Uh-huh.
chat's the same too, right?
Didn't know this was like confession time, but okay.
Oh my goodness. So that's our number 5, folks. The Last of Us: Escape the Dark. And let's move back
Okay.
on to our number 4. Bonds, you've got this one.
Yes, so this one is called Schadenfreude. It came out in 2021, but I don't believe it's out in the US. I think it is a Japanese game that has a German title,
I was gonna say,
and
okay.
yeah, my friend my friend got a copy from Japan and got 2 copies and gifted me one for Christmas, and that was a very, very nice Christmas present because you can't get it here.
Uh-huh.
So, it's basically a trick-taking game, but you cannot become first. If you're first, you're gonna lose, and that's actually how the game trigger works.
Oh,
If you pass 30 points, the game is over, and the first place is that Jamie?
that is Jamie Stegmaier. He was talking about Shark.
And he's oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm gonna have to watch that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently he likes it too, I'm
Yeah.
guessing. I can't lip read that well, but he seems excited.
He does.
So yeah, the cards range from -3 to I believe I can't remember 12, but
uh,
not all the numbers are there depending on the player count.
okay.
Yeah, so it other than that, it's your normal trick-taking game. You have little meeples on a point track, and that's how you're gonna figure out how many points each person has, and you don't wanna become first. It
Okay.
just imagine a cliff, and that 30 point is the cliff, and whoever passes 30 actually falls off the cliff.
Oh.
So even if you're not first and you're second, but you still pass 30, you're still gonna lose. And the first person to be as close as possible to 30,
Okay.
but not actually past 30 is the winner.
Interesting. Okay. So
So
you're playing
mhm.
your cards and you are trying to get to that threshold, but you don't want to go over that. And so it's literally, is it the second place player is going to win the game technically?
Yes, unless they also fell off the
Oh,
30 mark.
okay.
Mhm.
So it could be the third place or even the last player as long as they didn't pass 30.
Yeah,
Ooh, I
and they
like
have to be
that.
it's the person as close to 30 as possible. And so
Ooh,
you can force someone pick and therefore gaining more points, pushing them closer to 30 where the next round they're definitely going over 30. Well, there's a
right.
-3. But in your hand, if you get 2 of the same number, they're different suits, but if you get 2 of the same number, they cancel each other out. So you
Oh,
yourself can defend yourself. If you have a 9 in your hand, you can somehow calculate it to where you win a trick and you get that 9 and you cancel both nines out and now you don't have to worry about those points.
oh, interesting. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, I like this already. I haven't even played this. And I'm new to this game, folks. I didn't even hear about this, so thanks to Bonds for bringing it up. I don't know anything about this, but I like games that do the whole, hey, you can have the most points, but that doesn't mean you're going to win, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm a huge trick-taking fan,
yeah,
but I really dislike when trick-taking games become more of they stray away from being a trick-taking game. Then I'm like, "Okay,
yeah,
well, it's almost like we're trying to play a tabletop game that uses trick-taking."
yeah.
And which is fine. I don't mind games that like Apostrophe uses trick taking. That's
Yep.
great. I heard Arcs uses some trick taking.
Arcs. Yep.
That's fine. But now it's not a trick taking card game. You're playing a board game.
Right.
So I like when trick taking games are just they are what they are. That's
Mhm.
why people play them. I grew up playing them, and I don't need them to be all fancy schmancy.
Right. You're a purist in that sense. Um,
I guess so.
Yeah, that's great. So that's Buzz number four. Schadenfreude. Is that how you say it? I
Hmm.
don't. My
Hmm.
German is terrible.
It's taking joy in other people's misfortune.
Yes, very nice. Cool. Well, that's great. I'm adding that to my list of games I want to play real soon. I'm gonna share my number four now. This one just came out this year. I played it. I finally played it for the first time. I think 2 weekends ago. It's a game based on a modern classic, and this one is Azul Duel. Um,
Yes.
this
If
oh, this is
I wanted
so
to put this one.
yeah. I thought you might. I don't know if we talked about it before, but gosh, this is good.
It's so good. I love
Yeah,
it. Have you played all the Azules?
I have. Um,
Oh, perfect. Then
yeah.
you can give like a good full review about it because I've never played any of the other Azules except for the base game.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so yeah, that's cool because then we have two different perspectives here. Um, I think this is one of the best. Now, I have something about the base game. I think the base game is just pure, and it's a terrific game. I still think it's probably the best of the series just because it does just enough where there's strategy involved. It's even though it's an abstract, it's still welcoming. I think it's accessible for new players to get into, but there's enough strategy for veteran gamers. Now, my favorite of the series is actually Summer Pavilion because it ramps up the complexity, but it retains a lot of the streamlinedness of the original. Azul
Okay.
Duel, I think the only problem I have now, I don't have a problem with it, but I think the one thing that sets this, for me, in my opinion, back a little bit is that it's a little clunky as far as rules are concerned. Like the way you take off certain tiles and the way you place them, it's not quite. It is Azul like, but I feel like there's some things like, you're grabbing these tiles that you have to place the tiles on, and I think that, and then you have like the bonus chips. I think those things are a little clunky, but it's still really good. I think this is probably the most, I don't know, no, probably the second most complex of the series.
Okay.
The first, I think the most complex, and unfortunately to its detriment, it's a little too complex, is Queen's Garden. I think that one was a
How
little,
many are there?
there's like, I don't know, like five or six. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Can anyone name them in chat? Like we got Azul, Sintra, like glass or something. Summer Pavilion. You have a duel now. That's four. Wasn't there a fifth one? Azul.
I
I don't know.
Mini Azul,
Yeah, Mini Azul. Is there an Azul Legacy? I'm sure there's Azul Legacy coming by real soon. Oh, and Queen's Garden. Yeah, that's the other one.
Chocolate Azul.
Chocolate Azul. That's right. Yeah, Kit Kat Azul. A Starburst Azul. But in this one, you're still you're still drafting the tiles. It's still a tile lane, tile drafting game, but the manner in which you do it, it adds to the complexity because you can pick and choose how you're going to bring those over onto your board. It's fantastic. If for a two-player game, I really enjoy this. I think they did this on purpose though. As far as the design, I really feel if they tried to do this with a four-player version, it would last for 2 hours. It'd be like way too much AP. Because even with just two players, there's a lot to think about. Bonds, and you played it, right, Bonds?
Yeah, I read something about that actually.
Okay,
So the illustrator is the same illustrator as Harmonies and
okay,
Dixit, which is really cool. And if you played Harmonies, you'll notice the same color palette in Azul Duel, which is I think
oh,
it's beautiful.
yes,
But I read on either a website or BGG, I think someone shared in my Discord, they actually plan on it to be higher than two-player, but they ran into that thing of this game is not working well for higher than two-player, and
yep,
because of that, we're not gonna make a game where it's bad
okay,
at higher player count, and that's why it became Azul Duel. They did not design the game from the beginning to only be for two players.
yeah.
So I'm glad they did that.
Yeah, agreed. And just I played it once with my friend Daryl, and we have similar tastes in games, and we both really enjoyed this one, and we actually said the same thing after we played. Like, if this honestly would have been a nightmare at four players because there's so much to think about, so many different things you have to worry about that by the time you came back to your around to your turn, it's like 10, 15 minutes later. It's like, okay, I've sort of had enough. But by keeping
Mhm.
it two
Yeah.
players, it's a little more back and forth and you don't have as much downtime, I guess is the way to say it. But
Yeah.
it is a
Yeah.
terrific game. It is fantastic. That's my number three for the month, or my number four for the month, Azul Duel.
Okay.
Okay, let's move right
My
along.
next one is now there's not a BGG page for this, but there is a thread with photos. So I don't know if you want me to drop it in chat so you can click on it.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My number 3 game is Patchwork 10th Anniversary Edition. This is the same exact game as the OG edition of Patchwork. So same rules, same tiles and everything.
Oh,
They
okay.
just redid the art. They added the original artist and they added two more, I believe.
Oh,
And it came out in 2024 and now it's in the US in 2025, but the 10-year anniversary was actually in 2024.
okay.
It's absolutely gorgeous. I've played it multiple times since owning it. This is the first copy of Patchwork I've been able to get. I've always wanted
Oh,
the board game Patchwork, and now I finally have it. And I'm so excited and I'm so happy. This game is replacing all of the OG printings. So
okay.
don't think this is like a limited print run. This is actually going to be the standard. I don't think that's Patchwork. I
That's not
don't know
Patchwork.
what
I don't
that
know
is.
what I clicked
I was
on.
like, yeah, so if you just scroll down, there's like
There you
pictures
go.
of the components because the BGG page is still the first edition. They have a
Okay.
new token, which is a sewing
I
machine,
love that.
and mhm, and then there's little spools, and the board is double-sided with the same amount of squares on each side, so it doesn't matter which one you pick, it's just whatever you like. There's a square and a circle,
Okay.
and then everything else is the same, but it includes a solo mode. Look at that beautiful animal tile. It's
Oh,
just so pretty.
yeah. Wait, it includes the solo mode?
It includes the Automa solo cards, which
Nice.
the OG version doesn't have.
That's right.
So I actually played the solo mode along as well, and it is
Yes.
great.
I love the solo mode, which is I love hearing that, and it's funny just thinking. Oh, here's the Automa right there, folks. I actually picked up a copy of the solo mode years ago, Bonds, through at Strategicon. Someone was selling like a bunch, so I bought like 5 copies of the solo mode, shipped in
Oh,
from
nice.
Germany or something. Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, that's great.
I mean, I'm sure people still want them if you have them. There's people with the OG first edition, they don't need to buy the new one,
Yep.
but maybe they'll want to buy the solo pack. So,
Yeah, that's great.
mhm.
Awesome. Yeah, Patchwork for me, one of my all-time favorite two-player games and all-time favorite tile laying games. Just something about how, again, smoothly it plays. You're just doing one thing on your turn. Hey, either pick a patch or you take a patch and then put it on your quilt. That's it. That's it. And I love games like that. It's very simple, but then very strategic as well because, oh, do I want to get more buttons in order to increase my currency, or do I want to try to fill up my board? Because the more spaces that you have open, the more points you're going to lose at the end, which always kills me. It's like I've
Mhm.
had more negative scores in this game than any other game I've ever played, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh
it's
yeah,
brilliant.
it's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually one of the first board games I played as a hobby board gamer
Mm,
where it was only 2 players, like not Connect 4, Connect 4 is 2 players.
yep.
But this was one of the first games, and I remember sitting down and just thinking it was really weird that no one else could join in and play.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny. I love
So
it's always cool
that
to
was the
think.
intro. Mhm.
When did you get into hobby bonds? Was it do you remember the
Mm,
year when you got into it?
I think it was like, well, my first time playing a board game was maybe 2015.
Okay.
And then I
Okay.
got into the hobby in 2016,
Oh, nice.
I
Okay.
think.
S-
Yeah, I got into hobby late 2016, and
Okay.
then I really just started working in like 2021.
Okay.
Working in the industry.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we got into the hobby around the same time because I got into the hobby in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I started writing articles around late 2015, early 2016. So around
I've
yeah.
read some of your articles.
Thanks. That was a long time. That's something I really want to get back into. That's one thing I really want to do this year was get back into, because that was my first true love was writing.
Yeah.
But somehow I fell into this, which is fun too. But yeah,
Well, you can do it every so often,
that's
pick
what I
up an
want to
article
do.
here and there.
Yeah. But yeah, so Patchwork, this is probably the game that Michelle and I played the most at two players. It's probably Patchwork, either Patchwork or like Ticket to Ride. Those are our two like go-tos for a while. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I love the 10th anniversary edition. I may have to get this one because the artwork and the little sewing machine's super cute.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. All right, great call. Love that game. Let's move on to my number 3, folks. This is a game that I think it came out last year, but I just played it for the first time this year, and it's like one of those things that I played it and I'm like, why didn't I play this earlier? This is so good. This game is The Great Split. If you like the I split, you choose mechanism, this game is for you, friends. That's all you're doing in this game. There's like one, two, three. I want to say like 8 different tracks you keep track of. Like the 2-player boards here. This is the Nerd Shelves. Michael and Judy, wonderful people. They're playing a 2-player version of this, and it works at 2 players because that's how I recently played it. You basically have a dummy player. So what you're doing is you're drafting a card or cards into your hand, and then you pass those on to your left. Then you draft the ones that you get, you draft out of those, and then pass them back to your right. So you'll have a hand that's made up of 2 different hands, right? And then you reveal them, and you just move along the tracks. Like if I have, the blue or the red, I just move up those. But as you move up the tracks, they're going to trigger bonuses that you can use on other tracks. It's very combo-tastic, which I didn't expect. And is combo-tastic a word? I use that all the time. I hope. Well, it
I
is now,
was literally just thinking that. I was like, only in the board gamer world would someone be like, "That's combo-tastic," and everyone's like, "Uh-huh."
right?
Like straight face, no, like what is he saying? Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense."
Right?
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Again, we're amongst friends here, folks. So the great split, you again, you split, you choose. So you're deciding which cards do I want to give to Bonds on my left, and which cards do I want to give Michelle to my right, or do I split it up 2 and 2, or 3 and 2? I think you have like 5 cards, or it depends on player count. So you can make like 1 card and 4 cards, but that 1 card may be the one they really want, or the one you really want, but the 4 cards, etc., etc. So it's constantly that. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of I Split You Choose. This game, though, rocks and is so good. It plays only in about 30 to 45 minutes, and it plays up to, I think, 7 players. Now,
Wow.
I have not played it 7 players.
Great.
Yeah, I love games that play high player counts that I can't see it going much longer than 45 minutes because it's simultaneous actions, right? You're all splitting and choosing, and then you just move up the tracks. And what's cool is the tracks, they all score differently, Bonds. So, like, one track
Hmm.
is just straight up how far can you get, that's how many points you get. The next track is a combination of 2 tracks. Whichever one is lower, that's what you score. So it's sort of like at that,
Oh, you have to
yes,
keep them both up.
exactly. And then another
Mhm.
track is depending on, oh, what is it? It depends on another track. Like you have to follow I think it's called the art market. Depending on where that is, that's like the arts cost. The market changes every round, so you want to sort of trigger yours to line up with how like the highest point of that. And then you have your end game, which I forget what they're called, but the end game is based on all your other tracks. It's so good, Bonds. I don't know if you played this
Okay.
one, but this
No,
one,
I never heard of it.
oh yeah, it totally flew under the radar. And honestly, it's because it sounds boring. The Great Split, and then the artwork and
Not
everything.
this year. Split Fiction is coming out.
Oh, okay,
So,
yeah. So yeah,
theme.
maybe they should retheme. Because I mean, you look at the boards; they're pretty like they're just functioning. They're functional. Nothing exciting. The cards are pretty standard. But oh my gosh, it's all about the gameplay in this one. Um,
Okay.
I Split You Choose. The other ones that I really love are Hanamakoji, which is a 2 player I Split You Choose, and then the other one is New York Pizza, which is a sort of like a more of like a party split and choose. This one though, it's a gamer's I Split You Choose. That's why it's my number 3 for the month, The Great Split.
All right. Thanks for telling me about that because
Yeah,
I have it up now. I want to check it out.
yeah, you can play my copy. I'm definitely keeping this one,
Okay.
so we'll have to play
All
it
right.
sometime.
Sweet.
Cool. All
So
right.
my number 2 game is Tea Garden.
Mm-hmm.
And Tea Garden came out in 2024. I picked up my copy at Spiel. The designer is Thomas Holek, and the publisher was Aldi, or is not Aldi. Oh my gosh, no, not the grocery store. Oh my gosh, no, it's it's
Trader Joe's.
Albi. It's Albi, Albi.
I'll be there. It is.
Albi, but it's Albi's not in the US. So
Okay.
they're actually I think they're bringing this game by Capstone and it should be out either
Ooh,
now or soon, like this month. So in March. So I think we're going to be able to see it by Capstone.
nice.
And this game is so beautiful. It's not as difficult as SETI, which is one of the other games that Thomas designed for,
Oh,
Spiel.
okay.
And also not as probably around the same weight as Galileo Galilei, which is his
Mm,
3rd game.
okay.
So they all came out in the same year, and this one is beautiful. I love the color palette.
Yep.
You each have your own player board. You're growing and harvesting tea leaves. You're aging them to be able to be worth more. You're gaining victory points based on you spreading out your tea leaves across the land, but also moving up the track and also learning and sending people to school. And so you have an education track as a wheel as well, where you can gain resources because your students are learning.
Mm.
So I believe that's the Emperor track. And then there's also a shipping track as well. One of my top 9 favorite games is Rajas of the Ganges.
Ah,
And so this game has some elements of that, but less complexity, and I love the colors as well. I mean, I the look of it makes me just want to pick it up and put it in the front of my shelf.
nice. Yeah, this I remember seeing this, and I love the theme. With anything with tea or any kind of tea or coffee or whatever. I love the theme, but gosh, looking at it, this is gorgeous. And
Oh, I saw. Oh, that's my photo.
oh, is this your photo?
Where are you looking?
This is on BGG.
What?
Is it your
Well,
photo
yeah,
too? Let me go
yeah.
back.
Oh, oh, modern meatball bullet. Oh my gosh. I had no idea. That totally
Surprise!
threw me off. Sorry. I was like, wait a minute, what's that doing up here?
Uh, surprise!
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Well,
look at
that's
that.
good. That's a great photo. Well
Oh, yeah.
done.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, at least you know I'm not faking it. I really do like the game.
Right, right. So yeah, this is great. Now, I remember when this saw on crowdfunding. Is this available already, Bond? So you know.
So, yeah, I was gonna say, I do see the Capstone logo on the box. Let me just Google it really quickly.
Oh, okay. So it is. It's with Capstone now. Yeah, Capstone, they do great games. Of course, the big one are Arc Nova folks. But
Mhm.
yeah, this looks gorgeous. I cannot wait to play this.
Pre-orders will be open soon,
Okay.
and I'm pretty sure it's coming out very soon because it's already out. They
Yep.
just need to get it to the US.
Yep. Cool. Oh, what a yeah. Thank you for sharing that. This one's on my must play list for sure.
Mhm, mhm. Well, I
Tea
have a
Garden.
copy.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll bring Great Split. You bring Tea Garden. We got a
Okay.
game night. Okay. Let's move on to our number two games, or my number two game. This one is a solo game. Y'all know how much I love solo games, and I was recently contracted by Renegade Game Studio to do a live stream for this one during their Renegade Con.
Ooh,
This
nice.
one is Wraith and the Giants, and oh boy, I love this. I love the designer, one of my favorite designers, Scott Alms, and this is the new game in the Solo Hero series of gaming. What you're doing
What?
here is you've got a deck of cards and you've got to fight the giants and defeat the giants. There's a really cool narrative storybook that comes with it where you are the third in it's a generational game. So every 23 years, these giants come to, mess up your village. And your grandmother fought them, your mother fought them. Now it is up to you to fight them off to save the village. And I don't
Wow.
play the video game, but apparently this is inspired by Shadows of Colossus. So
Okay.
yeah, fans of that game will probably like this. What's really neat, and I really love this about the game, you have to do two actions on your turn, and on the side of your player board to the right, you put it on the top row and the bottom row and resolve them. And then you're moving on the giant. You have a little meatball that moves up on the giant, punches the giant, then tries to move away from the baddie. But as you build along your player board, your actions get stronger. So for every icon you have of, say, like the melee, now your melee punch that did 1 damage now does 2. Now your range attack that did 3 before may do 4. It depends on the number of icons. So there's always this really neat
Nice.
decision point every round where, like, oh, I have one that's good for the melee, but it has icons for the range that I might be able to do more damage, but it depends where I am on the giant itself. Oh, maybe I want to use this, but I need to save that icon because I need more movement for the next part. It's really clever. I think the starting giant is it's an easier one, but once you get to there's like 4 different giants and 3 different characters you can play. Once you get towards the end of it, it is tough. There's a lot of decisions to be made, and your player board evolves as well. So your player board becomes a thing of like it's hand management but also resource management where like, oh, I want to do this action but I can't do it because I need to save resources so I don't die. I need to save it to heal myself and stuff. Wraith and Giants, it's one of my favorites of the Solo Hero series of games. You may have played Warp's Edge, which is on there. The hot new one that just came out is Unstoppable, which is my personal favorite. But
Oh,
Wraith and
I still have
Giants,
yet to try it.
oh, it's so good. That one's roguelike. This one is more
Okay.
hand management, but oh, they're all the Solo Hero series games, folks, are excellent. Now I know all of us solo play solo games, but if I was going to recommend a solo game to you, Wraith and Giants would be one of them. It is fantastic. It's really easy to learn, but it offers a lot of replayability, and that's why it's my number 2 for the month, Wraith and the Giants.
Question for you on that one.
Yeah,
Is it the boss looks just like Leviathan Wild's bosses?
yes, that's
It almost seems like the same type of game, but this one's solo mode, Leviathan Wilds is not solo mode.
yeah, and that was one of the inspirations too. Was Leviathan Wilds? And again, another video game I've not played, but that was one of the inspirations. The Giants.
Oh, Leviathan Wilds is a board game.
Oh, it's a board game. I thought it was a video
Yeah.
game. Oh,
Well, it might be, but Leviathan Wilds is a board game, and the boss map looks exactly like that one.
oh, okay. Well, it could be the same artist. I don't know. But There are 4 different bosses. They all like this one's the Earth. It goes from Earth Giant to Water Giant to Air Giant to Fire Giant or
Okay.
whatever. And I'm gonna be doing a playthrough, folks, on my channel. I'll have a video up probably end of the month where I play the new expansion. They sent me the expansion as well. It's like the Metal Giant, and it's got some new characters as well. So be sure to check that out, folks. Wraith and Giants, absolutely recommend it. It is fantastic.
Okay. And I don't know if Goblin is talking about my comment,
Uh
but it says both are based on the same video game.
Shadow Colossus, I believe. Yeah.
So, because Magic Moose says kind of gave me Leviathan Wild vibes, which is what I said. And
Oh,
then,
okay.
yeah, and then Goblin said they're both based on the same video game.
Okay, cool.
But
Yeah. And there's
I
also
know they're different publishers.
different publishers. Yeah, I know that this theme has been played over or been used a few times. Like I think it was Mall Peak from Pencil First. That's another similar. Hey, there's a big
I
monster.
remember.
Yeah, and then
Mhm.
you have to jump around and punch him, and then jump off and stuff
Yep.
like that. So it's really
Jump
cool.
around.
Yeah,
Jump, jump,
jump around,
jump.
jump, jump. Folks, there it is. There's your singing for the stream. But let's move on. We got a couple of more games to talk about, and Bonds, it is back to you.
So my number one game is Ross, A Dance of Love.
A
And this
Dance of Love.
game will is already picked up by Arcane Wonders,
Oh, okay.
and and it is designed by Mahir Shah. And if you've ever gone to any Dice Tower convention, Mahir is there.
Oh,
He is wonderful.
yes.
He's such a great human. I love being around him, and just his energy and his positivity is so vibrant. He's such a kind soul.
Yes.
And I got to play his game way like I got to play his game in January, but he's been working on this game and has many revisions of this game for years.
Hmm.
Years, because I remember him being at Dice Tower West several years ago with this game on the table,
Yep.
and it has evolved, and now it's with Arcane Wonders. Oops, excuse me. And the cover on BGG is actually not the current cover for Arcane Wonders when you Google like Arcane Wonders Raws.
Oh,
And I believe the cover for Arcane Wonders right now isn't even the final of what it will be.
okay.
So, but it's all done. They're just in the process of smoothing things out and getting the last touches done. And it is so good. So basically, like, you have these wheels that, and he made this, and you have these wheels that all spin each other because it is a dress spinning. And
Hmm.
the colors of the dress are the dice. And you, depending on where you're sitting on the table, around the table, your wheel is going to be directly in front of you, and the dice that you choose is going to be impacted based on where you're sitting. And every round the wheel spins because the dress is turning, and it plays over a series of rounds. And then you also have I forgot what they're called, but they're like the dancing sticks. And your each column and each row needs a certain color, certain number, and they need to match, and you're collectively gaining points. And you move up the track at the top of the board. That is a very old photo. That's not even what it looks like
Yeah.
anymore.
I think this is the
And
version I demoed. Yeah.
okay, okay. And then as you move up the track, you can get rewards. Sometimes you have to pass a dancing stick to the player on your left, and you're trying to combine all these resources that you're gaining to max out your points. And it is very beautiful.
Yeah. It is gorgeous. And I remember, you're so right. I'm so glad you talked about Mahir. I mean, he is a very kind human being, and you can feel the passion he has for this hobby. And this like the board that he came up with was a genius. It's so cool to see that
Mhm.
component for him to build something like that. I was like, wow, very
Yeah.
very impressed, and I'm so glad that it's been picked up by Arcane Wonders, and I can't wait to see the final version because I want to play it. I just had that quick demo, and this was years ago, Bonds, like you, and I'm sure the game has evolved a lot since then. So
It
yeah,
has regarding like look and everything. I never got to play it when it was like when I saw it years ago.
yeah,
I never got to play it. But I played it in January. I played it multiple times in January. It was so fun.
nice.
And Imagine Eric says it might be available by Gen Con apparently.
Oh, sweet, awesome. Yeah, fingers crossed, folks.
Mhm.
Great call. Yeah, this one is very exciting to see. Again, just knowing Mahir just casually at the Dice Tower West conventions, it's really neat to see his journey. You know, hopefully,
Mhm.
culminate in the game release at Gen Con. Great call. Okay, we've got one more game. Now that was like that's the hot new game that's coming out. I've got a hot new game that was released 25 years ago, Bonds. So that's how we roll here. I'm talking about the latest, greatest. But you know what? I had to bring this up because I've never played this, and I was blown away by it. Honestly, it's a game called Power Grid. I'd never played Power Grid before.
Oh,
I
I've never played it, but I've seen the box everywhere.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. That box does not make me want to play this game. It's come on, it's like a dude staring off into space or whatever. But the game, Bonds, is fantastic. I'm gonna throw it here now. I play this at Critical Hit Games again. We did this live. Don't worry about the mice on the board; those are just like we were just messing around, and we had these as markers.
I think that adds a lot,
Right, doesn't it?
honestly,
It's like it's terrifying. But the game itself, it's mathy. It's way more mathy than I expected because what you're doing is trying to you're trying to power as many cities as you can because it's the power grid. And on your turn, you're going to select one of those cards. It's a bidding game, so you're trying to bid. Okay, I want this card here because that card will help me power these buildings. But it'll give you they use different resources. So maybe I want to get a different card that uses different resources because it'll be cheaper for me. But of course, your opponents are thinking the same thing. So you're trying to drive up the price for each other and then keep yours cheap. A lot of interactivity with this game, which is great. And then you're all going to start in different parts. Now, this is the base game. It's the U.S. map. You start in different parts of the U.S. You'll notice the cards on the game there. We just use that as, hey, we played a 3-player game, so we had to block out some areas so the board shrinks a little bit. But oh my gosh, I was really, really impressed with this. And I actually, after I played, I was like, this is why it's been around for 20 odd years because the gameplay is sharp. There's been a bunch of different maps that you can play, different parts of the world, different maps. But I want to get back to this one as soon as possible because it was, by the end of the game, you're just like trying to do all the math. Like, okay, if I do this, this, and this, I'm going to be able to power this many cities. And the game ends when someone reaches a certain amount of power. So you may have the most money, but that doesn't mean you can power all the cities. It depends how efficiently you've made your power grid in order to, again, power as many cities as you can. Bonds,
Okay, I want you to explain this game without saying the word power and without saying the word grid.
without power and without the grid. Okay, you're going to use money in order to electrify the country. And you're going to electrify the different cities. It's an electrifying game, folks. Like imagine Eric says in chat, energy pattern. Yes, it is energy pattern. Oh my gosh, but it's so good. It's one of those games, Bonds. Like so for me, last year I played El Grande for the first time and was blown away.
Oh, I remember you talking about
Yeah,
that. It's
this had
so
the same
good.
effect on me. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a reason why this game is still around 20 years from now because it's still excellent. Um,
Yep.
I personally wish that maybe they did. They might have done a redo, like a newer edition, because again, the artwork it's just very like old school Euro, like boring in my opinion. But
Nah.
the gameplay is sharp. The gameplay is sharp. But that's why it's my number one for the month of February. Power Grid, aka Energy Pattern.
Yay.
Yeah.
Energy pattern.
So I think this game, Bonds, I feel like this is the game you should check out ASAP because it's so good. It's just brilliant.
Okay, yeah, I almost said energy grid again. And power grid outpost.
You Power Grid Outpost, yeah. Oh,
It came out last year.
is
The
that it?
original.
Oh, is that the
Mhm.
new version? Okay, cool.
According to Daryl, yep.
There it is.
Daryl's 1R.
Daryl, thank you so much. Okay, Bonds, we're right at the 12 o'clock hour here, and
That's right. We know how to do it.
we did it! Bonds, thank you so much for joining me for the top 10 games, February 2025 edition. This has been
It wasn't
Tabletop
top
Recall.
10. It was top 5.
It was, well, top 5 each, and plus 5 equals 10, so there it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
you played Power Grid, not me. You understand.
This is the math portion of the show now as we leave, folks. But before we get going, Bonds, any final thoughts on the games we talked about, or anything you want to share that's coming up?
Well, I really want to check out the Split game
Yes.
and Power Grid.
Yeah.
So
Highly
I'll
recommend.
be looking into those,
Yeah.
and I'm excited for people to start playing Azul Duel and excited to hear what more people think. It's
Yeah.
already available for purchase, but like it just came out. So
Yeah. And I'm really fired up to check out Tea Garden as well. Just a beautiful game. I mean, you pick some games that, like, the artwork is just absolutely stunning on the games that you pick. Crown of Ash and Schadenfreude. I'm definitely want to check that one out. That one
mm-hmm.
looks fun.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, where can people that don't know you? I mean, there's no one here that doesn't know you, but just in case, for posterity's sake, that anyone that doesn't know you, where can they find you on the interwebs?
So I live stream on twitch.tv/Banzainator. And I live stream Monday to Friday. I'm a family friendly board game and video game streamer. I will be if I'm not at a convention, I am streaming.
All right, there it is, folks. Be sure to check out Bonds. In the YouTube description, you can check out all the links where you can find her. And I want to thank you all for joining us here on Tabletop Recall. Until next time, we'll see you later. Take care, everybody. So long, and bye-bye. Hey, we're back. We forgot to say bye to chat. Thanks for hanging out,
Well,
folks.
we can't. Well, we were saying goodbye to YouTube.
We're bye
And
to
now we
YouTube.
gotta say
Bye to
goodbye to
Twitch.
chat.
That's right.
Otherwise, it'll get confusing.
Yes, I'm. This is the first time I've done this. I've never streamed before, apparently. Yes. Friends, we're out of here. We're going to send you on your way. Let's find someone to raid,
And
shall
I
we?
don't know math. So I mean, we're just this is what
This is
is it a
perfect.
Monday? This is a Monday.
It's
No,
totally Monday Fun Day. Yeah.
yeah, it was so good reading everyone's comments
Yeah,
in
thank you,
stream
friends.
during stream. And
Yeah.
that was very helpful information about a lot of the games I didn't know, like
Yeah.
the Leviathan Wilds one, everything like that. So
Yeah. Y'all were great. Thank you so much for doing that. And appreciate y'all. Appreciate Bonds, folks. Shout out to Bonds for doing this. Um, again, she's got a busy schedule, so we do thank her.
well,
Thank you.
when is your next stream?
Next stream, I'll be here tomorrow. I'm solo streaming from home, but I'll be doing it for the Critical Hit Games Corona channel.
Nice.
And then Wednesday, Good Morning Society, as always, on Wednesday at 10 a.m. So,
Oh yeah, that is gonna be
yeah.
great.
Oh,
Mhm.
by the way, folks, I'm going to be at Dice Tower West this weekend, too. If you're at Dice Tower West, please stop, say hello if you see me.
Is that a new thing? How come I didn't know about this? What the heck?
Sorta. I'm so like last minute with everything, so I just by the way, I need to get a badge too. I don't have a badge, but I have a place to stay.
All right, we might see Rel outside of the hotel.
I'll be
Like,
standing out there with anyone want to play a game. Okay. Thank you, friends. Thank you, Bonds. I really do appreciate it. And we're gonna raid Losapalooza. Bonds, you're gonna be on Nerd Incorrect tonight.
I will at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And my codenames partner is Liesel, my moderator and friend.
Oh,
IRL.
awesome.
So hopefully we can telepathically be like, okay, this is the word. Get
Yeah.
it.
Folks, go check that out. Yeah, Tim Real, he does a fantastic show, codenames show, Nerd Incorrect. Okay, let's start the raid right now. We're going to raid Losapalooza. They've got some new games coming up here. Love the Losas. And shout out to Dave, too. Let him know we're so glad he's feeling better. He had some medical issues recently, so show some love to Dave and Ilko as well. And we're on the raid right now. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, he hasn't even started yet. I thought he started.